Well, new this morning, Orlando police are downplaying privacy fears that they can track anyone using Amazon's new facial recognition technology.
So the department, what they're doing is they're testing out this computer program.
Identify anyone, anywhere, in real time. Sky News just used Amazon's facial recognition technology to ID guests at the royal wedding.
Company that supplies body cameras to police forces across the country may now add facial recognition to them. But that move is sparking ethical concerns.
Police officials may be outfitting officers nationwide with body cameras that have facial recognition. Privacy concerns are growing after the country's largest police body camera manufacturer, Axon, is entertaining the idea of incorporating AI technology into their body cameras. Axon, formerly known as Taser, is the maker of electroshock weapons and body cameras that are used by most major American police departments. The company is expressing interest in adding facial recognition to its body cameras, which would allow officers to scan and recognize faces of potentially everyone they see while on patrol.
The government has a library of facial recognition.
Oh, yes.
A library.
Well, the particular
tens of thousands.
The particular facial recognition we're talking about could take a picture of a couple hundred people at Yankee Stadium and then just type in Maria Bartiromo. Boom! If you're in that picture,
there's my picture.
There's your, not only your picture, but everything they need to know about you.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Exactly right.
And every place you have been in New York City in the fill-in-the-blank hours preceding the photograph.
Orlando International Airport is expanding a program that uses biometric facial scans to verify a traveler's identity. Images are captured at the gate, and once you've gone through security, in 2 to 3 seconds, it's compared to a passenger's passport photo stored in a government database. Similar technology is already in place at several airports.
The smartphone uses facial recognition technology to unlock it. But one day after Apple unveiled the iPhone 10, just one day later, a Democratic senator asked the company, what do you plan to do with all that data?
It is the biggest leap forward since the original iPhone.
In California this week, Apple pulled back the curtain on its latest gizmo, packed full of new tech and now new questions.
We call this Face ID.
A forward-facing camera system will use depth sensors to map the contours of your face, unlocking your phone.
Your iPhone now recognizes you.
Facial recognition isn't a new concept, but with an estimated 700 million iPhones reportedly in use around the globe, there are new privacy concerns about this technology.
There's always a chance that someone could physically force you to unlock your device by grabbing your hand or holding the phone up to your face. You also have to worry about where this information is being shared.
Now Congress is asking where that information could go. In a letter to CEO Tim Cook, Senator Al Franken outlined a number of concerns, including Apple selling the data to third parties or giving it up to law enforcement.
The Director of Technology and Civil Liberties for the ACLU of California warns, once a dangerous surveillance system like this is turned against the public, the harm can't be undone. We're blowing the whistle before it's too late.
People called for body cameras and all this new technology because they thought it would lead to increased police accountability. But what we're finding is that accountability is not taking place. What's happening instead is an increase in police surveillance capabilities. So instead of getting accountability, we're getting increased surveillance.
60% of small businesses don't have an online booking system set up. We think AI can help with this problem. So let's go back to this example. Let's say you want to ask Google to make you a haircut appointment on Tuesday between 10 and noon. What happens is the Google Assistant makes the call seamlessly in the background for you. So what you're going to hear is the Google Assistant actually calling a real salon to schedule the appointment for you. Let's listen.
So how can I help you? Hi, I'm calling to book a woman's haircut for a client. I'm looking for something on May 3rd. Sure, give me 1 second. Sure, what time are you looking for around? At 12 p.m. We do not have a 12 p.m. available. The closest we have to that is a 1:15. Do you have anything between 10 a.m. and 12 p.m.?
Depending on what service she would like. What service is she looking for?
Just a woman's haircut for now.
Okay, we have a 10 o'clock.
10 a.m. is fine.
Okay, what's her first name?
The first name is Lisa.
Okay, perfect. So I will see Lisa at 10 o'clock on May 3rd.
Okay, great. Thanks.
Great. Have a great day. Bye.
That was a real call you just heard. The amazing thing is the assistant can actually understand the nuances of conversation.
These guys are doing something amazing and frightening. They're using AI to clone your voice.
And you can see some really obvious ways that this could be abused. This is fake Donald Trump talking.
The United States is considering, in addition to other options, stopping all trade with any country doing business with North Korea.
And then you could picture somebody taking over your voice and creating some mayhem in your personal life.
In fact, a lot of people who work in artificial intelligence believe that artificial intelligence is 1,000 times smarter than we are. It will be moving at speeds that are 100,000 times as fast as we think, and it will be digesting information and data 1,000,000 times more than we can. What is artificial intelligence? There are a lot of confused ideas about this outside in the world. But the answer is very simple. It's one sentence. Artificial intelligence is software that writes itself. It writes its own updates. It renews itself. We normally tend to think of software as stuff that we created and that we wrote, and the machines do what we tell them to do, and we own it. This is not any longer true. It writes itself at speeds that we can hardly comprehend, and people who write it know that you can't take it apart again and figure out what it's done. It writes independently, autonomously. It develops its own way of thinking, and there are dangers associated with that.
In HBO's critically acclaimed sci-fi series Westworld, robots fight to free themselves from human control as humans experiment with using these robots to become immortal.
For 3 years we lived here in the park, refining the host. Myself, a team of engineers, and my partner. His name was Arnold. He wanted to create consciousness.
As the show suggests, the robots have attained a measure of consciousness, the central idea of which has moved from whether consciousness can be artificially manufactured to whether we can preserve human consciousness by printing it onto AI.
Do you think it's important to actually know what it is to be human before we jump into AI or AGI and be very clear about that? And secondly, is there a difference between wisdom and intelligence? And can it be very dangerous to have intelligence without wisdom? Can AI have wisdom?
Intelligence has nothing to do with morality, and wisdom does. You know, intelligence is about how good you are at accomplishing a goal, how good you are at figuring out how to play chess, how to help people as efficiently as possible, or how to murder people as efficiently as possible. But wisdom involves morality. And as soon as you get to questions of morality, purpose, meaning, you get into this fascinating controversy, which I think tech nerds like myself are often quite guilty about running, screaming away from. Many of my colleagues just completely dismiss this as just fluff. It's not in the equations of physics, so shut up, you know. And I just want to push back on that a little bit. Subjective experience is the only logical foundation one can have for morality, purpose, meaning, and so on.